Positively your last chance, folks, to see the most lavish extravaganza of our time. 6 savage, redskin braves, count 'em 6. No expense spared to bring you the thrills and excitement of the Wild West. Only a few seats left. Your last chance to see the king of the prairie, the mighty buffalo. Tickets at all prices, but hurry, hurry, hurry. See the Batman rob the Wells Fargo stage. Marvel at the daring feats of marksmanship. Positively the last performance as witnessed by the crowned heads of Europe. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
If our persuasion's declining, Mr. McCready, I declare we have fewer patrons than we had last night.
Yeah, the word must have got around. How's the buffalo?
Sickly, sir, sickly. He's not in his first prime. That last dose of colic nearly finished him. It's my fear that he'll drop dead during the performance.
Well, at least we eat. No, I'm not complaining, Colonel. And I guess I'm just about the only one that isn't.
Are you suggesting, sir, that the company have a grievance?
I'm suggesting that you better pay them what's owing them.
We all agree to share the profits at the end of the tour and not before. The money lies in my safe at this very moment, and you have my word, sir, that it'll be shared out tonight.
Glad to hear it, Colonel. I'd hate to see these folks getting mad at you, especially the Indians.
Oh. Well, we mustn't hold our public up, Mr. McCready. No, don't go. You might pick up a few more patrons.
The show's about to start, folks. Don't miss the opening spectacle. Tickets at all prices, but hurry, hurry, hurry.
Seen Zach Ledbetter about, Miss Georgia?
My father sent him over to the livery stable. The roan's gone lame.
Obliged.
The show's just starting if you figure on going in.
I'm waiting for someone, thank you.
Well, if you'd care to describe her, I'll tell you you're inside.
How did you know it was a she?
You wouldn't have waited around as long for he.
That's a reasonable deduction. Sounds like I'm missing something well worth seeing in there. Not, of course, that there isn't something equally well worth seeing out here.
Robert, have I kept you waiting? Or haven't you noticed?
Well, I haven't been waiting long.
Oh, not more than half an hour.
I'm sorry, Bobbykins. I just couldn't get away from the dressmaker.
Yes, well, you're here now. Sweet, please.
Sure it is. Bobbykins.
Oh, fine. Here. Georgia, have you counted the ticket money?
Uh-huh. And it didn't take long. You won't need any help carrying it.
Must be the weather that's keeping them away. Well, you better go change, gal. You'll be late for your act.
Yeah. I reckon she'll do if she ain't asked to dance.
Got a sick buffalo, too.
Oh, I don't know about buffalo. Only hired on to tend the horses. You could try this.
Good for colic?
Good for colic, glanders, snake poison, and bullet wounds, depending on whether you rub it in or drink it.
Fix headaches?
I reckon. You got one?
We'll have this time tomorrow. Got to get the whole show struck, loaded aboard, and headed for home. Now, a smart fella like you travels light and leaves his possessions at home.
You can't tote what you ain't got. And I only got what's needful.
Uh-huh. Need this much?
Put it back, mister. It's loaded.
Samuel Colt, single action. Well kept. Well used.
It was my paw's. And I didn't ask him.
All right, all right. No need to say it. So it's none of my concern. No hard feelings, eh?
Nope.
Fine, fine. Well, now, to prove it, let me buy you a drink.
I got some things that need doing.
Well, you got plenty of time to do them. Later.
Might I point out it was your idea to come here in the first place?
I know, but I thought a Wild West show would be exciting. I must say those Indians didn't look very wild.
No, just looked slightly irritated. Shall we leave?
Oh,
Something wrong?
my pendant. I think I've lost it. Yes, I'm sure I have. At least I think I'm sure I have. It must be on the floor somewhere.
On the floor.
Oh, there you go. Thank you for your kind applause. It is now my privilege to present for your pleasure and your entertainment the greatest marksman and trick shot in the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Pawnee Culver! Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Culver will now demonstrate his skill and expertise with the handgun. During these daring displays, ladies and gentlemen, I would ask for complete silence, as the slightest distraction could prove fatal. Mr. Culver will be assisted by Miss Georgia Slocum.
Oh, that's the girl I was talking to.
Robert, my pendant.
The slightest distraction.
Robert. We were going.
Oh, you can't go without your pendant. It's probably rolled under somebody's seat. We'll have to wait until later.
Robert.
Is that so? Well, I figured from the way you've been talking lately that you weren't planning on coming back with us. Any particular reason?
No, I just thought I'd stay in England for a piece. I mean, I'd never been anywhere outside West Texas, excepting for a cattle drive up to Kansas once.
Well, if you've a mind to see the world, this is as good a chance as any. I don't think the Colonel will mind saving on your return ticket. Though I wouldn't say as much for Miss Georgia.
Ain't never been nothing between me and Miss Georgia.
Uh-huh. Thought on how you'll earn your eating money here in England?
Well, I still got what's coming to me from the Colonel. After that, there are plenty of livery stables. I thought I could do some horse doctoring.
Well, we'll drink to lots of sick horses. Bartender. Oh, you stupid.
You were standing kind of close, mister.
Maybe I was to that. And I haven't sailed halfway around the world to pick a fight with a fellow American. As a matter of fact, I was trying to catch if you were seafaring men.
Oh, my friend, here's a horse wrangler. And me, well, I'm no sailor.
Oh, that's too bad. I thought maybe we could do each other a favor. I sail on the next tide, and I sail short-handed unless I can sign on 6 men.
You the captain?
No, bosun. And I'm just short-handed enough to take on a horse wrangler.
Well, now, sailor, you might just be lucky. This fella here notions to see the world.
Well, I can promise him that. From the South Seas to the Greenland Bank. And I don't use a rope's end no more than any other bosun.
I reckon I'll stick to horses.
Well, looks like he's going to need a lot of persuading.
Have you found it?
All I found is a lump of half-chewed toffee. Aren't there some filthy people around?
But my pendant.
I can't find it, Felicity.
And you're supposed to be a detective. If you'd look for it at the time instead of making sheep's eyes of that girl.
Sheep's eyes? I was merely watching the act.
Act? Is that what you call it? I think there's something not nice about a girl who just stands there and lets herself get shot at.
Oh, no tears, please. I think I know where it is. There's a gap in the floorboards. It's probably gone down between them.
Can you find out?
Not without dismantling the whole circus, no. They'll be doing that very thing tomorrow when they leave. Now, you meet me at the main entrance. I'll go round, tell them to watch out for it.
Are you all right?
He's more than all right. He's clear out of town with our money for company.
You got no call to say that, John.
I should have suspicioned as much when he didn't show up for the finale.
Now, what's going on? You folks look all set for a lynching. So all you're lacking is the rope. That's all we need.
Put her down. Slocum's took off with our money.
Well, now, it ain't likely he'd run off and leave Miss Georgia behind.
Could be. She's fixed to meet up with him someplace.
Now, that's a right ungentlemanly notion, Culver. And how about the show? The horses, the canvas. Would he leave them behind?
There's been talk he might have to. Ain't that so?
Well, there was no more in talk. Look, I don't know where he's gone, but he'll be back.
Come on, let's see if he took his baggage.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on. Now, there's no call to act wild. This is a matter for the law. Just a minute. Let the law do the talk.
What's going on? Who are you? Detective Constable Marriott.
A policeman? What are you doing here? Where's my father?
I know nothing of his whereabouts, miss. My reason for being here isn't important at the moment, but I am a policeman, and a few more blasts on this will bring others, so let's have no more disturbance. We're only after what's ours. Yes, I've been listening long enough to catch the general drift. You'll get nothing but a night in the cells if you continue to act.
Oh, yeah?
Come on, go home! 50 cents. Got a key to this lock?
There's only one, and my father has it.
Well, the lock's half gone as it is. You'll quieten their suspicions by looking inside. With your permission?
All right. Father! Oh, what's happened? Are you hurt?
Well, you might
Oh,
find
Father.
it easy to answer if you remove the gag.
Oh.
I'm obliged to you, sir, from saving an old man from suffocation. The scoundrel nearly added murder to robbery.
What happened?
You can see what happened, sir. Who is this gentleman, George?
He's a police officer, Father, Mr. Marriott.
Oh, I'm very happy to meet you, Mr. Marriott. I only wish we met while the scoundrel was attacking me.
Can you describe him?
I regret no, sir. He struck me from behind. On recovery, I found myself, as you see me now, in a position of great pain and indignity. Georgia, would you be good enough to leave my scalp alone and untie me, please?
Well, I thought you might be hurt. I can't even see a lump.
They're getting just a mite impatient. What's going on?
There's been a robbery, and close that door. I don't want them all in here. Give me a hand, will you? Mr.
McCready, I'm the tour manager.
I'm obliged.
Now, Colonel, how much has been stolen?
Close on 500 pounds, sir. Normally, the safe contains only the day's takings, but I withdrew everything from the bank because tonight is a special occasion.
The show folks were supposed to get their share of the tour's profit.
I see. How many people would know the safe contained a large sum tonight?
Just about everybody in the show, I reckon.
I see. I want to question them. All of them. No one's to leave until I'm finished.
Right.
I don't believe it. I can't believe it. Sure, it couldn't be one of my friends and associates.
Well, not necessarily, but the circumstances do point to someone with special information.
His figuring makes a lot of sense. I'll get them together in the big top.
Now, Colonel, can you tell me approximately what time you were attacked?
I can tell you exactly, sir. The music had just struck up for the grand finale. I was about to leave when I stopped for a moment to comb my beard. A vanity that has cost me dear this night, sir.
The finale? Well, then it must have been an outsider, because we're all in the finale.
I'm a witness to it. But everybody?
Oh, most everybody. Except the four roustabouts, Mr. McCready, Zach Ledbetter.
6 of them. That certainly narrows the field.
Robert, I've been waiting ages.
Felicity, I'm sorry. I shall be even longer. I'm in the middle of an investigation. There are dozens of people to be questioned.
Oh, there's no need for that.
No?
No, I've just remembered. I wasn't wearing it.
I think you'd better go home.
No,
No,
I don't
please,
want
go
to
home,
go.
dear.
Oh, I was wondering where you got to. I was told to get everybody inside for questioning. That detective fellow's doing some investigating.
Yeah? Well, I've been doing some on my own account.
Well, it don't look too good, you going off on your own like
Listen, McCready, since more than a smidgen of that money's mine, I figure I got a right to go look for it. And I'd a notion where it might be.
Did you find anything?
Now, you'd be right surprised at what I found.
Now, tell me, Mr. Running Wolf, have you been near the Colonel's caravan this evening? I see. Have you seen any strangers wandering around where there shouldn't be? I see. Well, that'll be all for now, thank you. You've been a great help. He doesn't believe in wasting words, does he?
A noble savage, Mr. McCready. He scorns the white man's tar as he does their way.
Marriott.
He's a mission Indian. He speaks better English than you do. Find that critter who stole my money yet?
No, not yet. But it seems there was a stranger wandering around just before the performance finished. One of the roustabouts saw him coming from the direction of the caravan. You didn't see anyone, I suppose?
No. I was here for the finale and 10 minutes before.
Seems that everyone can account for their whereabouts at the relevant time. They all have witnesses.
Except me, of course. Now, I was in the saloon across the way most of the evening. Didn't get back till after the show. Can't prove it.
Maybe the barman can confirm your story. Well, that's everyone.
No, it ain't. Where's Zach Ledbetter?
Who?
Zach Ledbetter. He looks after our horses. Oh, but look, it couldn't have been him. He wouldn't steal.
Yeah, now maybe all of us don't look at him the way you do.
Where might he be?
Well, I couldn't rightly say.
Well, he might be over the stable. That's where he sleeps. Or maybe in the saloon.
Oh, try both. Mr.
McCready.
You better come with me. I don't know what he looks like.
Sure. Sure.
Well, it's been real pleasant talking to you, but I got to be getting back.
Oh, Svenson's ordering up some more. He'd take it kind of hard if you didn't drink your share. Touchy folks, these Norwegians, but the best gunners you can find.
Well, I don't aim to be unsociable.
Skull! Now, that was real unfriendly.
No more than what you were planning with that drink. Now, step aside, mister.
Get into the ship. Man can't hold it, he shouldn't drink. One of our shipmates takes a little too much aboard.
McCready, help me.
Wait a minute. Is this Mr. Ledbetter?
Yeah. Looks like he's being shanghaied.
Oh!
Never mind about him. Give me a hand with this one.
Sorry, mister. He ducked.
First, this Colonel, what's his name, gets knocked over the head. Then this other fella, he gets knocked over the head. A policeman shows up, and what happens? He gets knocked over the head. It's like a music hall farce. I can just see Dan Leno playing your part.
Well, if the bottle hadn't been empty, I might have suffered severe brain damage.
Well, I don't suppose you would have noticed much difference. Still, this is no laughing matter. A considerable sum of money has been stolen.
And the policeman has been assaulted.
Stop trying to make me laugh, Marriott. This is serious.
I wasn't trying to make you laugh, sir.
I'll put Sergeant Cork onto it as soon as he gets back from Manchester. Now, in my opinion, the money is probably hidden in the circus somewhere.
No, sir, I don't think that's possible.
What? You don't agree?
No, sir, I'm convinced that Ledbetter's the thief and then the sailors robbed him.
So the money was stolen twice in one night?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's a very interesting theory you have there. In fact, you've approached this whole affair with a good deal of intelligence and imagination. I'm sufficiently impressed to say, don't wait for the sergeant. Carry on with your own investigations.
Oh, thank you, sir. I'm to have a free hand, then.
Naturally. Give the place a thorough search. I'll be down later to supervise.
Never have I experienced such a depth of sorrow, gentlemen. Not since Charlotte in '62 and Sherman's Bluebelly shelled our cavalry at a horsewhip. My apologies, sir. It slipped my mind that you're a Yankee.
No matter.
Yeah. Did you tell that there detective fellow to search my caravan?
And as men of my position to search where they please. I don't see why you should object, Mr. Culver, unless you've something to hide. If you'll forgive me, gentlemen, they may require my assistance.
Whiskey. Nope. I ain't got nothing to hide. More than I can say for some folks, though.
Meaning?
Now, Zach, don't get all head up. Culver's just talking wild.
Maybe that's not too wise.
You could get yourself hurt that way, saying things like that, especially with no reason.
You don't bother me none. Besides which, I have got a reason. You said you were with him here all last evening.
Most of the time. And he was still here when I left.
That doesn't mean to say he was here after you. Another thing's been bothering me about this here thing. That there detective fella asked you if you knew where Ledbetter was. He said you didn't know. You must have known he'd be here.
Completely slipped my memory.
Uh-huh. Well, I've been doing a bit of detectiving on my own last night. Been looking around a few places.
What places?
This a place, that a place. Your place.
You were in my caravan?
All right, so I could have stolen the money. You didn't find any, did you?
Nope. Found something else, though.
You figuring on fetching a horse, too?
Only doing my duty, miss. Constable, see if you can find Mr. Ledbetter. I want to have a look through this trunk. Not that I expect to find anything.
I just don't see the sense of it. Why should the thief have to hide the money somewhere on the show?
Well, my superior's theory is that he wouldn't go too far away to conceal it, as the show's leaving for America tomorrow.
You're still set on it being one of us. And what about the stranger that was seen?
Oh, we don't have much to go on, do we? You know, I've been wondering, how will you get a passage with all your money gone?
Oh, that was bought and paid for last month. Oh, it's what happens the other end that's the trouble. I guess we'll just have to go back on the road. Allowing, that is, folks decide to stay with the show.
Well, it sounds as though you're looking forward to settling down.
I guess I've earned a rest. Been on the move like a tumbleweed for as long as I can remember. First with the medicine show, and now this.
Medicine show?
Dr. Slocum's Miracle Elixir, brewed from a secret recipe known only to the Navajo. 1 part molasses and 2 parts coal oil. Never did anybody any harm. Maybe even did him some good, leastways. Nobody died.
Dr. Slocum, is your father a doctor?
No. But then who'd pay $1 for a bottle of coal oil to someone who wasn't?
There's a certain reprehensible logic about that. I take it he is a colonel.
Well, he soldiered under Lee, all right. Owned a place in Georgia before the war. Then when the carpetbaggers moved south, he moved west. And after Mother died, we went round the Southwest with the medicine show. Me, him, and a one-eyed banjo player. Leastways, it turned an honest $1.
In a manner of speaking.
Morning, Georgia. How's your head?
Somewhat tender. Yours?
About the same. Just met one of your fellas. He says you're kind of curious about what's in there.
Yes, we tried to open it. I've got permission to search.
Not from me, you ain't.
True, but I could always obtain a warrant.
Now, look here, mister.
Oh, sir, don't get touchy. I mean, it's the same for all of us, and you got nothing to hide.
Ain't nothing much there except clothes.
Oh, I'd hardly call this an article of clothing.
You would if you lived in West Texas. Walk down the main street in Pecos not wearing one of those things, and the sheriff would arrest you.
Why?
For being downright indecently dressed.
Well, this isn't Pecos, and I'm not a sheriff. You know, if you weren't leaving for America tomorrow, I'd confiscate this weapon. As it is, just keep it unloaded.
Satisfied?
Not quite, no. You remember anything more about those sailors?
Nothing I didn't tell you last night.
Well, you were talking for some time. What were you talking about?
Oh, sailoring. I talked some about horses, but mostly it was sailoring. Leastwise, the fella who called himself the bosun, he did most of the talking. The other fella, the gunner, he said nary a word.
The other man?
Well, being a Norwegian, he couldn't speak
No,
English.
no, you said the gunner.
Gunner? What were they, pirates or Navy men?
Neither. Well, I'm sorry to have disturbed your things, Mr. Ledbetter. Miss Slocum?
Bye. Oh! My regards to your lady friend.
Yes, well, we all make mistakes, don't we?
Seems a quiet-spoken fella.
For a lawman. I don't see him lasting in Pecos.
Charlie, I've just got back from Manchester. I've lots of important paperwork to do.
What paperwork? Filling in your expenses?
It's important to me. Look, I've been on my feet since yesterday morning. They're burning like the fires of hell.
All I'm asking you to do is to go down and see that Marriott is working on the right lines.
He doesn't need me looking over his shoulder all the time.
That's what he said.
Huh?
Huh? Mr. Budge, all right, show me.
Is, Mary still down there?
Oh, yes, I gave him strict instructions that the place was to be thoroughly searched. He wasn't to leave. Now, he'll give you all the facts.
Well, it's just a matter of keeping on his toes. I'll see you tomorrow then, Charlie.
Right. Oh. Mr. Budge, come in, won't you? I'm Superintendent Rodway. Take a seat, will you? Now, what can I do for you?
You might well ask, Mr. Rodway. There are many things you could do for me if justice was allowed full rein.
Well, indeed, yes, but if you just say...
Full rein, Mr. Rodway. Give me that and your dungeons will be choked with profligates. Your fetters will rust on the ankles of wastrels. Why, I could tell you of a small trader in Wapping who... But now, it is enough that we are on the same side, sir.
Well, I'm relieved to hear it. Now, what can I do for you?
What can I do for you, Mr. Rodway?
Right then, what can you do for me?
I read in this morning's paper that a robbery had occurred at Colonel Slocum's Wild West Circus. True?
True.
And that the police were searching for a stranger who was seen in the vicinity of his caravan. True?
Also true. We are looking for this man.
Then look no further. I am he.
Oh? Do you know anything about this money that's been taken?
Oh, I believe I took a goodly portion of it.
Mr. Budge, are you confessing to this robbery?
Oh, certainly not. I belong to an honoured and rightly respected profession. One, however, which deals with the baser side of human nature, as does yours. Oh, I could tell you some stories, sir. An extravagant young matron in Kilburn, a clerk in Hackney who gambles, the aforementioned small trader in Wapping.
Mr. Budge, precisely what is your profession?
How? Didn't I say? I'm a debt collector.
Captain Fremont of the Nantucket Whale Albatross. And at your service, sir.
How do you do, Captain? My name's Marriott. I'm from the detective department.
A policeman. Well, sir, I hope you have better fortune hunting your quarry than I've had hunting mine.
An unsuccessful voyage, Captain?
The sperm and the narwhal are getting smarter every season. 6 months out and less than 100 barrels to show for it. Why, I've seen me boil 10 times as much oil in as many weeks.
Still, I suppose a small catch has its compensations. Even 100 barrels make their presence felt.
The whaling trade calls for faith in the Lord and no sense of smell. Now, what can I do for you, Mr. Marriott?
2 sailors attempted to Shanghai a man last night. I have reason to believe they come from a whaler.
Not from this vessel, sir. The Albatross is a Christian ship, with the Bible in the forecastle and every man signed by his proper name.
This is the only whaler in port, Captain.
That's as may be, Mr. Marriott. We wouldn't be here if the Lord hadn't seen fitting to split our towgallons in a nor'easter.
I see. Tell me, Captain, do you have a Norwegian in your crew?
No, sir. My men hail mostly from Nantucket and New Bedford. It looks like you're on the wrong tack.
Yes, it does. When do you sail, Captain?
We go out on the next tide, God willing. We can't afford to waste our time in port with a hold full of empty barrels.
And I'll wish you good hunting. So you have no Europeans on board at all?
None, sir. Excepting for a couple of Malays, all my men are New Englanders. As I said, my gunner is a Nantucket man.
As you said. Well, I'm much obliged for your help, Captain.
My pleasure, sir. Come in. It was an unfortunate coincidence that you should both call at the same time. A real near miss. Near misses don't catch whales, and it was just as well he didn't catch you.
Father's been making plans for another tour of the eastern states when we get back. I sure hope you can stay with us.
Oh, I ain't going back, Miss Georgia.
Not going back? But why, Zach?
A fellow who owns the livery stables here reckons he can use me.
Well, that's no reason. When did you suddenly decide to stay in England?
I've had it on my mind for quite a spell. Can't see no point in moving. One place is as good as another.
How can you say that when you've been talking homesick all these weeks?
Well, I guess I got a right to change my mind.
Guess so. And you got a right to say it's no concern of mine.
I didn't say that.
You didn't have to. It's my own blame for thinking different. Thanks for setting me to rights.
Here. What do you mean?
Nothing. I'm not pushing myself on you or any other man, Zach Ledbetter. Now let me go.
Georgia. Georgia, I can't offer you much because I ain't got much, but I reckon I got enough for a ring and a fancy church wedding, if you've a mind to it.
Was that a proposal?
What did it sound like?
It sounded like an offer to buy the rose. But I accept. On condition, you think up a more elegant way of asking. You ask me again in private. Oh, we could get married on board ship going home. The captain might oblige.
You'll have to stay here with me, Georgia. I can't go home.
Can't? Zach, what's the real reason?
I'm wanted for a shooting in Texas.
You mean the law's after you?
The law. And the man who owns the law.
I wish I could offer you something more appropriate for the time of day, sir. But my daughter has a real heavy hand with a julep.
I'm afraid I must decline, Colonel. I'm on duty.
Oh. A sad conclusion to an unfortunate venture, Sergeant. There are times I regret abandoning my, medical affairs.
Your lack of success surprises me. Buffalo Bill's circus was very popular. Of course, it was somewhat more extensive.
Ostentatious is a word I have heard used to describe it, so myself I prefer quality to quantity.
And of course, you'd have the benefit of royal patronage.
An honor that has not been granted us, though I dare lay away a summons from the palace. Do you suppose, sir, she knows we're here?
Well, since you won't be here tomorrow, I think there's little point in informing Her Majesty.
Sergeant, there's one of your policemen outside. He said he has a message for you.
Oh, if you'll excuse me, sir.
Oh, yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Georgia, as soon as the sergeant goes, we better start packing the things we'll need on further voyage. Georgia, I'm talking to you.
I'm not going back with you, Father.
You know, I could have sworn you said you weren't.
I did. I'm staying here.
What in tarnation for?
Because Zach's asked me to marry him, and I said I will.
Zach? Zach Ledbetter? Oh, he's a nice enough young fellow. I've got nothing against the boy, but what is he? A drover, a field hand on a horse.
Oh, and what am I that's so special?
You are the daughter of one of Lee's commanding officers. You are the finest Southern bloodstock, and you can do a lot better than Zach.
You know, I always hoped I'd never have to tell you. But I know.
You know what?
We didn't own a plantation, and you were a medical orderly.
Always did wonder what you and your ma talk so much about. Still, that's no call for you to stay here.
If I might interrupt, Colonel. A summons has arrived,
Oh.
but not from the palace, I'm afraid. Would you mind accompanying me to Scotland Yard?
You do this?
Well, now, I don't see nobody else around here, do you? Slocum's money. Now, who'd have thunk of looking in a feed bag for it?
I didn't put it there, and I don't take kindly to being called a thief.
Oh, yeah? Well, you know something? They call you a lot worse than that in Texas.
Where'd you get that?
Now, a fellow wouldn't tangle with a guy like you without coming protected. The bill says murder. Who'd you murder?
I didn't murder nobody. He drew first.
Big reward. Big man?
It was. Paul owns West Texas.
You sure picked the wrong fella to shoot.
He picked me.
Yeah, well, I'll tell him that when I collect the 10,000.
That thing don't hold outside Texas.
Well, you know, the way I read that bill, it says dead or alive. It don't say nothing about where you have to die. Now, just supposing you come in here, you find me with the money. Then supposing you draw a gun on me.
No harm in supposing.
Then supposing you get yourself accidentally shot while you're trying to take it away from me. Well, you can't hang a man for defending himself, can you? Now, that'd work, wouldn't it?
It might.
You could try. You got nothing to lose.
You were him.
Is he dead?
Never saw one deader.
How long you been watching?
Long enough.
Well, then you're a witness. It was him or me.
Won't be around long enough to testify.
But you saw what happened. You can tell the law.
Right now, I'm doing my best to avoid the law. Who do you think hid Slocum's money in the feed bag?
You stole it?
Yeah, and they just about figured as much. Only came back to collect it and walked into this. Friend, we know too much about each other. Help me drag him in the stall there, and cover him up, and we'll get out of here.
What do you mean, get out of here?
There's a ship sailing on as soon as tide. So happens I got an arrangement with the captain. It's bound for nowhere in particular, and there's room for you.
No. I'm going to tell him what happened. It was self-defense.
You gonna tell them you're wanted for the same thing in Texas? Or will you let them find that out for themselves?
We have it here in writing, Colonel. According to Mr. Budge, he called on you last night.
It escaped my memory, sir. I believe he did.
A lot of things appear to have escaped your memory, including a string of bad debts from Liverpool to London. It would be no exaggeration to say that where your caravan is rested, the spot was marked by an unpaid bill. Now, Colonel, I'm suggesting the money wasn't stolen. You used it to pay Budge. Is that so?
Sir, you must try and appreciate my position. The venture was not the success that we expected. At the end of the tour, I owed almost £500. You, Mr. Budge, demanded immediate settlement. He threatened to seize the whole shebang. The tents, the wagons, the stock, even my poor sickly buffalo. So everything I had. We were to leave the next day. What could I do?
I know what you did. You used the money that rightfully belonged to your company, then faked the robbery.
I looked upon that, sir, as a temporary loan. I intended to pay back every penny. I would have worked night and day, sir. Night and day. What do you mean to do now, sir?
I haven't made up my mind yet, but I know what you're going to do. You're going right back and tell them the truth. We'll let you know what action we propose to take.
As you wish, Mr. Rodway. I'll feel obliged to apologize, sir, for any trouble I might have caused.
Quite so, Colonel. Good day.
Good day to you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, what do you think of that, Corky?
Well, he did apologize to me.
Yes. Where the devil have you been?
Down to the docks. I'm onto something. I think I'm on the point of discovering where the money is.
We know where it is. Colonel Slocum used it to pay off his debts. And then he faked the robbery.
Yeah, it's an interesting theory, but the way I see
It's not a theory, it's fact. He sat in that chair not 2 minutes ago and admitted it.
Did he?
Yes, he did. Now, would you mind telling me why you disobeyed my instructions and left the circus?
Why, I'd been down to the whaler.
Whaler, Marriott? What are you talking about? What whaler?
Well, the two sailors who attacked me last night, I found their ship. I spoke to the captain. He denied they were members of the crew, but then he gave himself away by identifying one of them as a harpoon gunner. And I hadn't told him that.
Oh, you hadn't?
No. So I kept the ship under observation from the quay, and sure enough, I saw one of them leave 10 minutes later.
Why didn't you arrest him?
Well, at that time, I thought they had the money. Well, I thought the best thing to do was to come back and report what I'd discovered. I couldn't very well search the ship on my own, could I?
A real fool you'd have looked if you had, especially as the money wasn't there.
Yes. Seems I've been wasting my time.
Exactly.
On the other hand, there is a small matter of an assault on a policeman.
Well, the good Lord is truly bountiful. Your friend has a passage. We'll sail on the evening tide. But now I want you to conceal yourselves in the lazarette.
The where?
It's a sort of a storeroom. It has a lock on the outside of the door.
I don't take to being locked in.
Well, no, Zach, it's all right.
I don't want none of my crew stumbling over you till we clear British waters. Then I'll discover a couple of stowaways, put them ashore at the next port of call, and everybody's satisfied.
It seems a reasonable way of doing things.
Right? Then it's settled. You can move into the forecastle later. I'll just make sure the way is clear.
You reckon he'd see that a letter gets posted for me?
A letter? Who to?
Oh, someone.
You know the reason very well, Captain. I want those two men.
There's that policeman fella. He trailed us here. Get ready to run. Stand aside, mister.
Do you mind telling me what's going on?
Don't talk, just move. I got nothing to lose.
going on here, but I object to having guns pointed at me, especially if they aren't loaded. All right. Who's going to start?
Well, guess it better be me.
Oh, blanks, you say? Well, 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 blanks.
Well, see, we use them in the show. Mind you, it's none of my idea. You got to understand that. Sam McCready thunked the whole thing up. Promised me $500 for doing it.
I'm sure you did remarkably well, eh?
Truth is, I near died of fright when Zach Ledbetter died for that gun. Suddenly crossed my mind McCready might want to save his money, not switch the cartridges.
Very alarming, I'm sure. Still, you surprised me, a man of your many perilous occupations. Were they Pony Express rider, stagecoach guard, Indian scout?
Truth is, mister, I never done any of them things. Only Indian I ever tangled with was a wooden one outside a cigar store. Even then I was drunk. But that Ledbetter now, he's a killer. You should have seen his eyes when he was fanning off them bullets.
When are you gonna let Zach go?
Let him go after he tried to blow my left foot off.
But it was a blank cartridge.
Well, he didn't know that. It's the thought that counts.
Well, I wouldn't just like to say that I knew the rights and the wrongs of the situation. Might have been self-defense. But that poster's genuine enough. He's wanted in Texas, all right.
Yes, and I'm sure you did your best to get him there, too. Captain Fremont said you paid him handsome to get the pair of you to, where was it, Galveston, was it?
Galveston, Texas. Yeah, I paid him close on $1,000.
Ah, did that include the price of attempted kidnapping?
Sergeant, you seem to forget. Ledbetter's a wanted man, on the run.
He's not wanted here. It's still kidnapping. Ledbetter said he wouldn't go. He fled because he wouldn't go to Texas because he wouldn't get a fair trial. He even said he wouldn't be brought to trial at all. Is that so?
Well, what they did with him was no concern of mine. I was just as interested in the reward money.
I wonder. Or were you more interested in doing your duty?
As a citizen? Well, now that'd be real.
No, not as a citizen. There's something else. The whole affair has a professional feel to it. There are obviously resources here. You've got resources, money to spend freely. There's nothing haphazard about this at all. Now, who's behind you, Mr. McCready? I could make inquiries, of course.
No.
Huh, I guess as much. Pinkerton's National Detective Agency.
I'm glad you've heard of us.
I've heard of it. Why didn't you apply for formal extradition? Why didn't you arrest him before he left America?
Well, they called me in to run him down in Texas. I spent months trailing him across the whole country. Finally caught up with him in New York. But there wasn't enough evidence even to extradite him from one state to another. But you're right about one thing, Sergeant. I have, as you said, resources. Now, the people who want him back would be mighty grateful for your cooperating.
Making good progress, Sergeant?
Well?
Get out with him.
What was all that about?
Sir, I'd be obliged if you and your associates would stop using my caravan as a local station.
Oh, I don't think it'll be much longer. They know you're anxious to load it on board the ship.
Oh, well, as to that, I've had a long talk with the company.
Yeah, and I'll bet it was more than half cuss words.
There was some hostility at first over my little stratagem, but they finally agreed to my proposition.
Well, as you say, Ledbetter hasn't committed any crime here, at least not murder, in the absence of any official request for extradition.
That's not very likely, Charlie.
No, well, I don't see there's anything to be gained by pressing charges against anyone. I think the commissioner would agree.
Especially if we tell him we're not quite sure what the charges should be, eh?
Personally, I just want to see the back of him, that's all. I just want him out of this country.
Can I take it that you gentlemen are finished now?
Oh, yes, and thank you for the use of your caravan, sir, and a safe voyage, eh?
A kind thought, sir, but an unnecessary one. In view of the recent and no doubt future attention of your daily press, I expect a sharpening of public interest in Slocum's Wild West show.
Well, you couldn't have had more publicity if you'd asked for a command performance, could you?
I could not, sir. I have therefore decided to extend my tour of these islands.
Good day.
Good day, sir.
Did you hear what he said, Charlie? He's staying.
Over my dead body.